my echo recorder, hoping skags don't ambush me and break my gun into 4 separate parts before eating them. Oh God! That is exactly what is happening!
Oof, skags ate a gun? No way to tell which one of the ugly things has it. Just start hunting skags and hope for the best.
Now, Mr. Tacitor, blackmail. Such a dirty little word, isn't it? Actually, no, I come to think of it, it's not a dirty word at all. It's kind of awesome. Blackmail. Say it with me. Back.
Oh, go to hell, John. Just because you got lucky with your Pandora hunch doesn't mean...
Because I was right, is what you mean. And call me Jack, idiot.
You may have been able to scare the other directors into giving up their shares, but I know you. I know that beneath that ridiculous mask, you're still a hideous, pathetic little nobody. Sir, we've lost at least a dozen staff to the Angel's malfunctions. We need to shut her down. Your wife suggested as much before her disappearance.
Jimmy, please make a note. I'm strangling Mr. Morin for bringing up my wife. Why isn't this working?
I don't...
I've pumped every freaking ounce of iridium I've got into you, but the stupid key isn't working. Why?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
You're a siren. You're one of a kind. Now make it work. I want that freaking warrior, Angel. I want him awake, okay? I want him under my control now. I want him now. Not later, now!
charge this time.
If I didn't want Jack dead before, I sure as hell.
capitalism. A pleasure as always. May it help you kill many things. Pleasure doing business. You're my millionth customer. Don't have guns. I got them. You need them. I've always got new stock. Check back later. Try not to die.
You're gonna feel it.
I regret it.
That's right! Cheers! Little girl.
Die screaming!
I'll have some more anarchy, thank you.
Another wins? Get ready for her!
This one's mine. Just like it. Welcome to die.
generally have trouble verbalizing my thoughts into words that will not utterly confuse or nauseate you, I find my mental processes are now surprisingly focused. I have only 2 words for you, perhaps the most important 2 words ever spoken on Pandora. Kill Jack! Here, this may help you in your efforts to put a hilariously large hole in Jack's face.
I ain't the best with words, but I just want you to know I'm rooting for you out there. Jack kicked me out of my home back in Firestone. It's about time he got what's coming to him. Here, thought you could use this.
If that vault hunter comes by, you make sure and give him my love, all right?
What? Hey, no, I ain't gonna do that. Hey, man. Ellie and I were just talking about you. Now, you make sure to come back alive, okay? If you can, come back with Jack's head on a pike. You hear?
What Scooter said. I want to hollow that son bitch's gourd and eat nachos out of it.
Oh, nearly forgot. Ellie and I got something for you. Hope it helps.
I'm all about it!
I've had just about enough of that handsome jackass sugar. Get rid of him, and you'll never pay for another drink again. Here, I got something for you.
Look, you don't want a piece of this. Do you want darts?
If you're not a fan of Vampira's latest single, you should be shot to death. Just a fact, man.
Well, my old friend, I wish you the best. May you return from your quest with handsome blood on your hands and a smile on your face. Oh, and lest I forget, here you are. Thought it could be of some use.
Might as well.
Jack's monopoly on weapons is running me out of business. But that's not why I want him dead. I want him dead because he's a greedy, murdering son of a bitch who needs to die screaming. Good luck. Here, you might need this.
Don't worry, baby.
Lance,
I'll take good care of you.
attention.
Sup, sucker? It's Tina. I wrote you a poem that goes a little something like this. Break it down! Kill Jack, kill Jack, kill Jack, kill Jack, kill Jack. 就这样，要破我买餐厅。
Not bad. Show me some green arrows.
guns. Check back later to see that.
What's your name, sexy? worry, baby. I'll take good care of you. Not bad. What's your name, sexy? Numbers, math. Show me some green arrows.
It's time to end this! I'll meet you out in the Iridium Blight.
Gotta think fast, gotta move fast.
Let's just get this out of the way. Yes, most of my merchandise was ripped from the hands of dead adventurers. Two words, my friend. No refund.
You feel that electricity in the air when you're just aching to murder someone. Haven't felt that in such a long time.
You do what you have to stop him from waking that warrior, even if it means taking me out. Better dead than a damsel.
Brick and I will meet you out in Heroes Pass. Win or lose, we're gonna finish this together.
We might not make it, Slab.
This is it, minion. Our vengeance is finally at hand. Let's tear this planet a new soul. Yeah! Hyperion's gonna regret ever setting foot on Pandora. Minion, I'm gonna get that door open so I can take care of that handsome bastard myself. You hear me, Jack? You killed my friends. You destroyed my product line. I am the last claptrap in existence, and I am going to teabag your corpse! Ah! Minion! Draw their fire with your face while I cloak my way over to the door controls! Invisible!
Number 5 alive!
Good job, Minion! I'm uncloaked over by the controls. Let me just get this door open. Do you think a door can stop me, Jack? I was made to open doors. And open!
Access denied.
What? I said and open, not and close a secondary set of doors.
Dispatching additional troops.
No! Don't dispatch more troops! I'm sorry, pretty female voice. I'm gonna find a way to shut down the alert. Just cover me, Minion. Yes! I've done it! Shutting the door defenses down now!
Activating additional door defenses. Turrets deployed.
Get going, damn it!
Dispatching additional troops.
Crap on it, Cracker! More bots incoming! We got warloaders, friendo!
Access denied. Access granted.
Give me more anarchy!
I'm overriding the door lock! Just stay alive, Minion!
Dispatching additional troops.
How many of these guys are there? Badasses incoming!
Wow! More power!
depleted.
Don't worry, baby. Happens to a lot of girls. And open! We did it, Minion! Jack thought he could stop us with a door? Ha! I was made to open doors! There's no stopping us now, Minion! Together, we shall free Pandora! I will lead you into battle! I will destroy Handsome Jack with my bare hands! I will... Stairs? No! Minion, you've gotta go on without me. Do your master proud. Damn it, Jack! How did you know that stairs were my only weakness? Next to electrocution, and explosions, and gunfire, rust, corrosion, being kicked a lot, viruses, being called bad names, falling from great heights, drowning, adult onset diabetes, being looked at funny, heart attacks, exposure to oxygen, being turned down by women, and pet allergens. Your brilliance is matched only...
Do you feel that, child killer? The key's nearly charged. This world is gonna end.
Hope you've had your shots. Be careful out there.
You won't find better merchandise anywhere else, I bet you that. A pleasure as I'll tell your friends. Marcus munitions.
Hold up! I got this!
Mordecai's in position, and my fists are up! Let's go! Lethal force, stars. Let's go!
Range. Engaging autocannons.
Boom, baby! The path is clear!
My shields are down!
They're swarming me, Brick! Just leave me! Keep going! Some more guys! No, Brick! No!
Locking onto drop barge. Commencing lunar bombardment.
Crap! They got a lock on us!
Wildly insane!
Just go, Flap! Go!
God damn, I am so hardcore!
with your greed and your hatred. It comes down to me to save this world from your kind. But I'm more than happy to do it.
Thanks for the scratch. Come back any day.
This is where it all ends. Once Lilith here charges the key, I'll control the warrior and wipe you bandits off my planet. When you get to hell, tell your Vault Hunter friends I said hey.
Hey, you're right on time. Key's nearly ready. But before I cleanse this planet for good, I'm gonna avenge my daughter. Hey, John! File murder! Yeah, take it, bitch! Bye-bye! Oh, right here! Reinforcements now! What's the matter? I can't use bullets anymore. Oh shit! That it? Huh?
No! The key's charged!
I'm not dying yet. You're too late, bandit! I win! The greatest alien power Pandora has ever seen. And it's mine to control!
All the
close. Hands. Filthy bandits!
Don't screw with my butt, sucker!
Good going, Vault Hunter. You are a badass. Now, gotta get rid of that thing. Wait a sec. Let me. You don't want to touch this thing right now, trust me.
Slow down, man. I nearly bought it back there. Hey, Lilith!
Where the hell were you guys 5 minutes ago? If it weren't for the Vault Hunter, we'd all be dead.
I think that's our way of saying we won.
I figured that.
If I never see this key again, it'll be too soon. It's been fun, you alien piece of shit.
What the? Are those vaults?
You know what that means.
Yeah. No rest for the wicked.
Engineer alive! Don't worry, baby. I'll take good care of you. What's your name, sexy? I need to build you an extra arm just for high fives.
Hi, I don't want to kill you, but just Hi, I'm a robot, and I don't like that. Could you help me become human? Maybe? I don't wear clothes.
But I see humans wearing lots of clothes. Could you get me clothes from those bandit guys nearby? I wear so many clothes, I'll be the best human ever!
Thanks! I am now wearing the clothes. I think I look great. Ooh, vanity. That's very human. I know why I still don't feel human.
I don't have limbs! I hear those bandits have tons of limbs to spare. You could ask them for a few.
a few more. I'd like to have a wide variety to choose from. We here have soft choices.
humans are clearly the best! Humanity, here I come! Hi, I'm human. I eat food. Hi, I've come to a realization. I now see that humanity doesn't come from wearing clothes or having a face made of flesh. On Pandora, humanity means trying to kill other humans. Don't die! Ow! That makes you helping me. Once I've murdered you, I will truly be a human being!
Help me and I will pay you. It is as simple as that. With the warrior defeated and Jack lying in a pool of his own blood and fecal matter, you might think Pandora is safe. You are wrong. I've built a seismograph out of rusty metal and mucus, and it tells me that a creature of considerable power has awakened somewhere on Pandora. You will destroy it, of course. I hope you have the iridium necessary to access its lair.
How you doing, fellow Vault Hunter? Oh, found something you might want. If you see me in town later, hit me up. I might have something else for you.
Just wait until I reload. Hello there.
Gotta think fast, gotta move.
Why loot the dead when you can buy from me?
The completionist in me is like, yeah!
Tear the bad guys a new one, huh? My pleasure as always. Safe people travels. Tell your friends, Marcus munition. Even if we beat Hyperion, someone will take their place.
I'll be back around Sanctuary later. I might have something good for you then.
It's you!
Jabbernest to wake him up! All right, now slide the jabber! Woo! You got all the glands! Now pop them into the gobbler's dinner and you'll be ready to fight them! Why do you insist on being a moron, Torg? This is why you lost a controlling share of your own company. I knew I should have killed you when I had the chance. Now add the poison glands to the marination vat. Hit that button to marinate the out of that meal. Almost ready. Let's get cooking. Start the conveyor of cookery. too many times, Torg. Today's meal is canceled. Chefs, shut down that oven. We can't stop now! Protect the oven! I swear by my abdominal muscles, I will eat the ravenous wild gobbler! Don't let those food stomps destroy our culinary masterpiece! Something hungry this way comes! Shakespeare! By the pricking of my buns, something hungry this way comes! Shakespeare!
You got it out there, needle! Ladies,
Food's done! Go get it!
Keep up in that Discord!
My taste buds are inflamed with the power of 1,000 nuclear bombs! My mouth is watering so much you could drown a small village in my cheeks! The taste apocalypse is upon us! If you kill that gobbler, Torg, it'll be your last meal. The board of directors and I can guarantee that. You know why we made the gobbler invincible, Torg? So you could kill him. After dozens of failed attempts by other contestants, you were supposed to finally kill it on camera while wielding our most expensive guns. You would have looked like a hero! Why be a hero when you can eat one? You are the dumbest person in the world. I paid several other contestants to kill you if the gobbler can't, Vault Hunter. You and Torg will pay for your idiocy. Here comes the ravenous wild gobbler! We've replaced this creature's normal food with poison! Let's see if he notices! He took the bait! Now just don't die until the poison takes effect! Wild gobbler!
That was close. No, it wasn't!
Don't shoot the gobbler! The poison's working! It's working! The gobbler is killable! Let the taste apocalypse begin!
You're feeling awesomer.
This is your last chance, Torg. Call this off, or you're out of the company. Whatever! I'll just work for Moxie and blow things up! Pro boner!
Not bad. What's your name,
fight Terramorphous? I fought a big creature like that once. He was a big whale squid with 100 tentacles. You ever thought anything with tentacles? Oh, of course you have. Terramorphous had tentacles. How silly of me. Now, where was I?
I am so sorry.
All right, the whale creature. His name was Blowhole the Apocalypse. I called him the Apocalypse for short. And he attacked my hometown of Tsunami's Edge when I was but a little girl. You ever been to Tsunami's Edge? Great town, nice beaches, great food, and the cost of living is just so low. Even being a single grandmother and working part-time in a scat meat processing factory, I was still able to provide for little Mr. Torg. We may not have been able to afford the finer things in life, like food, but we got by. After all, Mr. Torg and I didn't have anything but one another after that horrible gas leak blew up the iridium mine, killing my son and his lovely wife. From that day onward, my little Mr. Torg vowed to conquer explosions themselves in an effort to avenge his fallen parents, and oh man, I've forgotten what I was talking about. Where was? Oh right, the Blowhole the Apocalypse. So anyway, I was wrestling Blowhole to the ground and I have my bicep curled around his blueberry throat. Blueberry? Sorry, I meant to say blubbery. I've got blueberries on the brain, I guess. I grow them in my backyard. Mr. Torg helped me plant them. Thanks again for that, grandson.
I love you, Grandma!
Anyway, I have my bicep around his blubbery throat, and Mr. Torg starts crying because he really likes whale squids, and he doesn't want to see me hurt one.
They are the princes of the ocean!
So I let the whale go after giving it a punch in the eyeball so he'll remember me, and it swam away into the ocean. And then I had Mr. Torg drive me to the ice cream parlor. He got me Rocky Road, because Rocky Road's my favorite. I'm extremely partial to the way the marshmallows act like little landmines of flavor amidst the battleground of chocolate. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Is it pistachio? I bet it's pistachio. Oh, that reminds me, you'll never guess who I saw today. Pistachio the Amazing! He's a magician who studied under Crazy Earl, so he's got that weird mustache, you know, but I saw him make a rack hive disappear. A whole rack hive! I said to Mr. Torg, Mr. Torg, wasn't that amazing? And he said, yes, it was, Grandma. Didn't you say that high five? You remember saying that?
I remember, Grandma.
And we stood in line afterward and got his autograph, and I thought I had it somewhere around here, but it's probably in the attic. I really ought to go up there and clean it out one of these days. I have so many little keepsakes up there. You're paying attention, right? Say, what's my favorite flavor of ice cream? Oh, that's your favorite flavor of ice cream.
I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm sorry. They don't remember your favorite flavor of ice cream.
I'm finished telling stories. I'm sorry I wasted your time.
Hey, quiet! Oh, my grandma, pretty big fan of yours. Could you go say hi to her?
Oh man, it's the Vault Hunter! You are awesome! Didn't you fight Terramorphous? I fought a big creature like that once. He was a big whale squid with 100 tentacles. You ever thought anything with tentacles? Oh, of course you have. Terramorphous had tentacles. How silly of me. Now, where was I?
I am so sorry.
All right, the whale creature. His name was Blowhole the Apocalypse. I called him the Apocalypse for short. And he attacked my hometown of Tsunami's Edge when I was but a little girl. You ever been to Tsunami's Edge? Great town, nice beaches, great food, and the cost of living is just so low. Even being a single grandmother and working part-time in a scat meat processing factory, I was still able to provide for little Mr. Torg. We may not have been able to afford the finer things in life, like food, but we got by. After all, Mr. Torg and I didn't have anything but one another after that horrible gas leak blew up the iridium mine, killing my son and his lovely wife. From that day onward, my little Mr. Torg vowed to conquer explosions themselves in an effort to avenge his fallen parents, and Ah, man, I've forgotten what I was talking about. Where was... Oh, right! The blowhole, the apocalypse! So anyway, I was wrestling blowhole to the ground, and I have my bicep curled around his blueberry throat. Blueberry? Sorry, I meant to say blubbery. I've got blueberries on the brain, I guess. I grow them in my backyard. Mr. Torg helped me plant them. Thanks again for that, grandson.
I love you, Grandma!
Anyway, I have my bicep around his blubbery throat, and Mr. Torg starts crying because he really likes whale squids, and he doesn't want to see me hurt one.
They are the princes of the ocean!
So I let the whale go after giving it a punch in the eyeball so he'll remember me, and it swam away into the ocean. And then I had Mr. Torg drive me to the ice cream parlor. He got me Rocky Road, because Rocky Road's my favorite. I'm extremely partial to the way the marshmallows act like little landmines of flavor amidst the battleground of chocolate. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Is it pistachio? I bet it's pistachio. Oh, that reminds me! You'll never guess who I saw today. Pistachio the Amazing! He's a magician who studied under Crazy Earl, so he's got that weird mustache, you know, but I saw him make a rack hive disappear. A whole rack hive! I said to Mr. Torg, Mr. Torg, wasn't that amazing? And he said, yes, it was, Grandma. Didn't you say that, High Five? You remember saying that?
I remember, Grandma.
And we stood in line afterward and got his autograph, and I thought I had it somewhere around here, but it's probably in the attic. I really ought to go up there and clean it out one of these days. I have so many little keepsakes up there. You're paying attention, right? Say, what's my favorite flavor of ice cream? Even better listener than my old pet rack, Beasto. Beasto was such a sweetie. You ever had a pet rack? If you can tame them, they are the sweetest pet you'll ever have. He used to just sit on my shoulder and bite chunks of flesh out of my neck to pass the time. I still remember the way he used to tweet. He went, tweet, tweet. It was so cute. I had a conversation with him once. I said, Mr. Beasto. He liked being called Mr. Beasto. It made him feel like an aristocrat. I said, Mr. Beasto, you're looking very cute today. And he said, oh, thank you. That's so nice. Or he tweeted in a way that made me know that's how he felt. And then he lowered his little head like he was taking a bow. It was adorable. Beasto was my third pet rack. First I had Woody. He got hit by a train. Then I had Anita. She got shot up trying to take vengeance on the train. Woody. And then I found Beasto making little poops on the windmill outside our house. After Mr. Torg and I wrestled her to the ground, I did a flying pile driver off a nearby tower tree, got him straight in the spine and brought him down. We brought him in and fed him some skag steaks until he decided he loved us. I still miss Beasto sometimes. He just died of old age. Racks don't live much longer than a few years, but I treasured the time we had together. Poor Mr. Torg. When Beasto died, he cried for a week. The kids made fun of him at school, but I told him not to pay them any mind.
Being in touch with your emotions is not a character flaw!
That's right, High Five. Is something wrong? You look confused, Vault Hunter. Oh, you probably haven't heard anyone call Mr. Torg High Five before. The world may know him as Mr. Torg, but the Flexingtons always refer to him using his middle name. It's a Flexington family tradition, after all, to use your grandfather or grandmother's name as your own middle name. And my husband, High Five Flexington, God rest his soul, was the best grandfather Mr. Torg could have asked for before he passed. He taught Mr. Torg dang near everything he knew about firearms. Without High Five's teachings, I don't think the Torg Corporation would exist at all. Gosh, I still remember the first gun Mr. Torg tried to make after his parents died. A Jacobs shotgun with a stick of dynamite attached to the barrel. Torg nearly blew his face off, but he got up, dusted his mustache off and swore that by the time he reached the age of 11, he would make a gun that fired explosions without killing the operator. And by golly, he did. It took a couple of dozen prototypes before he got the right combination of gun parts and explosives right. But once he did, woo-wee! I'll never forget the plume of smoke that used to be in my neighbor's homestead. They were jerks though, so it's okay. Gosh, I've been talking your ear off for some time, haven't I? It's so kind of you to listen for this long. I've taken up too much of your time already. Please don't feel like you have to stick around any longer. As a matter of fact, take this for giving this old woman some company. Woo! You're even more attractive than Mr. Torque said. I've got another story for you, but I'd like to tell it to all of your friends at once. An old lady like me has to save her voice, you know. Want to talk with me? How incredibly sweet of you. Say, you'll never guess who I saw today. Captain Scarlet. She was robbing my retirement home with a few other brigands, and I recognized her from her wanted poster, and I said, "Oh, hey, you fought the Vault Hunter, didn't you?" And she bowed all elegantly and said something like, "Indeed I did, madam," and said that you were really good at fighting, and that you beat her fair and square. She didn't seem to harbor much of a grudge about it. Nice girl. You should think about meeting up with her again if you're not shacked up with anybody, you know? I mean, of course, you probably are. Gorgeous hunk of a Vault Hunter like you. I bet you're beating away suitors left and right. Look, you're blushing. Oh, I could just eat you up. Mr. Torque was so scared of trying to get a date for such a long time. He used to go to parties in high school and just stand in the back without talking to anybody.
I am an introvert!
I tried to tell him, I said, don't worry about chasing love. If you chase your dreams, then love will follow. See, that's the thing people don't get. You watch Echo films and they're just awful. They teach you that the only way to be with someone is just to pursue them over and over until they decide they like you. In reality, you know when you like someone almost immediately. You can't really convince somebody to fall in love with you. You just look like a stalker. But if you do things that you're interested in, like making guns that explode or killing mercenaries, then people will see that confidence and skill you have and they'll be attracted to it. But there's always a fine line between that kind of confidence and narcissism, you know? There's nothing worse than somebody who wants to be famous. I remember when Mr. Torque first sold his weapons tech to that board of directors, he was pretty egocentric for a while, taking pictures of himself and posting them to the EchoNet all the time, trying to hobnob with every celebrity that used his weapons. He came back home one day with a supermodel under each arm, and I said, "Mr. Torque, what are you doing? You've lost sight of who you are. It's been weeks since you actually created a new gun," I said. And it was true. He'd been more obsessed with being well known for doing something great than with actually doing something great.
It was a dark point in my life.
Thankfully, High Five listened to me and got to work on what would eventually become the Kerblaster. You a fan of the Kerblaster? That was always my favorite. That and the Flacker, which I know a lot of people hate. But there's more to combat than just brute efficiency in this old lady's eyes. Style counts for something. And there's nothing quite like filling the air with tiny little explosions. It's like a fireworks show, except the deaths aren't as sad and unexpected. Actually, that reminds me. Now that you're here, I wanted to throw some ideas at you for feedback. I'm a playwright in my spare time, and I'm trying to write a story about an up-and-coming tournament fighter who tries to find love in a gladiatorial arena. And I figure you've got a lot of experience, so your feedback would really be valuable. So the play is called Broken Hearts and Broken Necks. Scene 1. Fade in on an arena just after a battle. Body parts litter the stage. A lone warrior stands in the middle of the stage, a spotlight illuminating her blood-stained arm. She stands, holding her sword triumphantly aloft. Valkyrie. Is there no warrior who can challenge me? Must I be destined to spend my life as the strongest, the bravest, the most invincible warrior this galaxy has seen? For I am Valkyrie, scourge of the gladiatorial games! Exeunt Valkyrie, as she shakes her head in despair. From stage left enter Nodon, a janitor with a heavy heart and an even heavier conscience. He begins sweeping the body parts into a bin, which is colored green, and remember that because that's a symbolic color that will come back, until melancholy overtakes him. He drops his push broom to the floor and falls to his knees before delivering a heart-wrenching soliloquy. The blood cannot be washed away, not before and not now, even as I attempt to escape the past which haunts me still. Must I live forever as a fraud, sweeping up the trash of others to hide my shame and avoid my pursuers? Must I forever remain on the periphery of joyful combat, ever watchful but never participating? The latter of Valkyrie re-enters from stage right. Good morrow, lowly janitor. I heard a noise and thought it worth investigating. Oh, great Valkyrie, 'twas nothing but the wails of those souls you released from their bodies tonight. Souls that wail in agony as they fly upward to Valhalla. Fools! What have they to wail about? Their agonies are over, ended at the point of my sword. Mine, however, have only yet begun, for it is lonely at the top, and an unchallenged life is a boring one. Nodon, if only I were able to tell her my true identity, I would give her a fight she would not soon forget. Back to Valkyrie. Yes, ma'am, boredom is the true tragedy. May you one day find challenge in combat. Stupid. Nodon picks up a giant two-armed bastard sword with almost no effort. Valkyrie aside. What is this? Actually, stage left. Valkyrie. What strength this janitor possessed? Who is he to pick up a bastard sword with but 2 fingers? What hidden power does he hold? What secrets does he keep? I will endeavor to uncover his past, in the hopes that our swords may cross in battle! Scene 2. The interior of the governor's house. The table is set with myriad teas and biscuits. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even ask you for the feedback on the first scene. Did you like it? Oh. I guess I've got some rewriting to do. Sorry for wasting your time.